Ladies and gentlemen, I am Tony Chimmel, and welcome to Road Trip After Hours. Please welcome your host, Matt Davis, and WWE Hall of Famer, Teddy Long. Holler!
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Road Trip After Hours. I'm your host, Mac Davis, along with my co-host from WWE Hall of Famer himself, Mr. Teddy Long. Hey, Teddy.
What's going on, Mac Davis? How are you doing today?
Man, I'm good. Look, this has been a crazy week, I know you asked me right before we went to air, what was all this space stuff you keep sending me?
Yeah.
There was a report, it was just just recently that this happened, that not only two police officers, but somebody called in 911, which you'll get to hear all that coming up in just a few minutes. But it was really a strange week, and then now you got people saying they got 8 to 10 foot creatures walking around their yard. This is just going completely crazy. My question, though, Teddy, because
I saw something about that. Now, since you started talking about it, I did see something on the news or something I saw that these people claim they seen these people walking around and stuff.
Yeah, and there's a lot of people who recorded the same thing. That's the odd part. That not only did that call come in right after a crash happened, they saw the stuff fall out of the sky, they heard the crash, the ground shook, but nobody can find what it was.
Well, I seen something where they had the video of it. People saw it in the sky. They coming down, or guess whatever it was doing, but they did have that video.
Yeah, but you didn't see anything after that. There was nothing in the ground, no holes anywhere. They just word that space aliens. And one of the witnesses, and again, you'll see this in a few minutes, one of the witnesses actually describes the event as hundreds of feet all around him running after the impact on the ground, like they were escaping and running away.
Wow.
I know. But now, let me ask you, Teddy, because I know a lot of times you travel at night when you were working on the roster. Did you ever see anything strange like that in all your times of driving, things that you couldn't quite make out just what the hell you saw?
Well, I'm a smoker, so I can't really answer that, because I could have been smoking and I might have saw something that I might not have saw. So I can't answer that.
Oh Lord, you go see more about the space aliens and the crash and everything else coming up, and we'll talk more about that as we get to the end of the show here.
I'm a space alien, okay?
Well, actually, guys, something else I want to talk about, Teddy. You and I this past week, just a couple of days ago, on the Wrestling Time Machine with Bill After, we were talking about CM Punk and the lack of promotion for his upcoming show that takes place on Saturday. And the brand new show, not only is it his return to AEW, it's a brand new show, a debut show that is for AEW. It's called Collision. I didn't mean to tell you that, because I was going to ask you if you even knew what the name of it was, but my guess is you wouldn't even know the name of the new show, would you?
No.
You're like me. I get on social media, and on social media, that's where I kind of, I get my news and clips and things. I just watch and see what's being talked about. I didn't see that much, and I made the comment that it just felt strange. Well, now something new has come up with CM Punk. Wade Keller just this morning, and this is Thursday, June 15th that we're recording, and this morning Wade Keller reported that he's under the impression that between now and Saturday, and it's going to be Friday if I'm not mistaken, there's going to be something that comes out, and it's not going to help matters when it comes to the situation with AEW. Now, he says, I don't mean to sound cryptic, but I haven't heard the details or seen enough to say much, but yeah, I just don't know. I think it's going to be one of those weeks. After all that came out, Teddy, I sent you something else that just dropped before we got to air. And Wrestling Inc. now reporting that that thing that Wade Keller was talking about is an interview with ESPN. And it seems Punk's going to speak his mind. What do you think?
Well, I don't know. I think this interview was already done, and they had been kayfabing it, not wanting anybody to hear it or see it. So I think now that they're finally getting it released, I guess that's what I hear. I don't know. I'm just telling you the things that I've heard about it. So I think we would just have to wait and see see what Punk says and what he's talking about. But as you and I know, and everybody else, Punk is a guy that speaks his mind, and basically when he does do that, he's telling the truth. So we'll just have to wait and see. But if it's something that they've been trying to hide and not wanting people to see, it could maybe be some pretty good stuff in there.
Yeah, well, actually, I pulled up some more news about it, and I'm going to read this straight from my phone, so you'll have to forgive me as I kind of glance through this real fast. Where is it here? They say that in the interview that Punk would reportedly, he spoke in a way that would blur the lines and create buzz for upcoming shows. There's no specific quote given that could cause all these problems, but Punk is said to have spoke on a number of topics, including his feelings about the Elite, with whom Punk quarreled after All Out 2022. All right, so what I'm getting from that is Punk is playing up to what's going to draw viewers and put asses in seats. That's what I'm getting from this. And the response I get from the back of AEW, from what I'm reading, is that they didn't like the way that he did that interview. Tough shit. He's doing business, is he not?
Well, yeah, I would consider it business. You know what I mean? But like I said, man, different people, they look at things different. You know what I mean? So this whole thing is just, I think it's kind of really blowing out of proportion. You know what I mean? Why don't you just get back to business? And if Punk can do something that's going to help put people in the seats and draw some money, then let's do that. Let's stay away from all the bickering and I know you can disagree to disagree, but come on, man. Let some of this stuff go and let's just move on.
Yeah, I find it surprising that anybody is bitching and moaning about him trying to promote a show and trying to make it something hot. He's on an ESPN program, by God. I mean, it's not small time. He's trying to put over your company and make it something else. And it is at a point right now where I don't blame Punk if all this is not a work and it's more of a shoot than a work. I really like the fact that Punk is saying, I think we should acknowledge that there is some heat going on here, because there's not only real heat there, but there's real money here as well. So,
well, that's what's going to draw your money, the truth.
Yeah, I agree. And I think he sees that, but I think the other guys are just, I don't know. Not knowing everything that's going on, it's frustrating, but for over the last year, it's just sounded like such a childish game going on that I'm just ready to see it come to an end. And I think they all need to work together to actually make this go away and for the company to move forward. They need to work together, do a program, make the fans believe you're all on the same page, even though you use that heat in the beginning to tell a story. That's what they should be doing for Tony Khan. So,
well, like I said, we'll just have to wait and see what happens.
All right, something else that we touched on earlier this week with Bill Apter on the Time Machine. We talked about Chris Jericho and the fact that he had made a comment on a tweet Q&A that he was doing when someone said, a dream match we'd love to see, you versus Sting. And his answer was, not interested. Ain't going to happen. Basically, is about what he said. And we both laughed about it because he was just blunt and he just kind of moved on like it was no big deal. But this past Wednesday night, just last night on AEW Dynamite, what did we get in the middle of the ring but a face-off between Sting and Chris Jericho? Did you get a chance to see that, Teddy?
Yeah, you sent that to me. I watched it. So here's what I'm saying to you, Matt. Here's what you got to understand about the wrestling business. The first time he was mentioned that, when they first asked him about that dream match with Sting, yep. Why would you say yes? Yep. Why? Yep. For what reason? Why would you say yes? You're going to say no, not interested. Okay, that's the end of story. Now you need to have a reason to want to face Sting. So what they did on that promo there at the end, here comes Sting. Now there is a reason for Jericho to want to meet Sting. You have to build stuff. You don't go right into it right away. So it may happen and it may not, but I see them slowly building that if that's the direction they're going.
And I certainly hope that is the case because when you first brought that up weeks ago about a dream match between the two of them, this is before anybody even said anything about Jericho and Sting. This is something you brought up.
They might have stole my idea.
They may have.
Watching this. Everybody watches this. You know, we ain't the only people that's watching this.
Oh, no.
Right.
And, you know, honestly, Teddy, it was a great idea. And then when I heard him say that, I was like, oh, man, we were just talking about it. Then, boom, he was working.
But that's how it's supposed to. That's how it's supposed to be. You don't say yes right away because there's no fanfare there. Yes right away means absolutely nothing.
Correct.
Now with Sting coming down and sticking his nose, and like in the old school, into Jericho's business, sticking his nose where it doesn't belong. Yep. Now Jericho has a reason to change his mind. No, I wasn't going to bother you, but now since you want to step into my world, maybe I'll think about it.
All right, coming up in just a moment, we're going to take a quick break, and we're going to also show you that space alien information we were talking about earlier, exclusive video right here on Road Trip After Hours, and you're going to see that.
I don't want to see it.
It's coming up next, and of course, right after that, we're going to Ask Teddy next.
It's almost midnight on May 1st when a Las Vegas Metro Police officer's body cam catches this, something flashing low in the sky.
911 emergency.
Minutes later,
there's like an 8-foot person beside it, and another one's inside, and it has big eyes and looking at us, and it's still there.
Someone calls 911 reporting 2 large figures in their backyard.
No, I'm so nervous right now.
The 8 News Now investigators obtaining another officer's video as he's sent to the Northwest Valley home.
I have butterflies, bro. I've only saw a shooting star, then these people say there's aliens in their backyard.
By now, it's more than an hour after that bright light. Officers meeting up with the caller and his family.
What'd you see?
It was like a big creature.
A big creature?
Yeah, like around 10 feet tall.
I'm not going to BS you guys. One of my partners said they saw something fall out of the sky too, so that's why I'm kind of curious. Did you see anything land in your backyard? Or
they see like a big, that's what they say. They see like a big something with light.
What I saw right now, I do believe in it.
Police walk into the backyard to investigate.
What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up?
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Road Trip After Hours. I'm your host, Mac Davis, along with WWE Hall of Famer Teddy Long. And
We're
Teddy,
back up, baby.
Yeah, buddy, and it's time for Ask Teddy. Are you ready?
Okay, let's get ready to ask me.
Ready, Teddy?
Letters, oh, we get letters. We get your letters every day. Mailman, mailman, mail today. Reach right in and pull one out. Those letters, I love those letters. Let's find out what you got to say.
Oh, boy.
Mailman, mail today.
All right, Teddy, here we go. Question number 1. Regina in Nevada asked, actually, let me read her whole address here. You'll understand why we have the show that's kind of around space aliens here, because some of these emails kick that off. Regina in Nevada, Area 51, writes, Teddy, I live in an area where UFO sightings are not unusual. Lately, with all the fuss about 8 to 10 foot creatures walking around, what do you suggest as an alien deterrent?
I suggest you lock all your windows, lock all your doors, And if you're in Nevada, it's legal. Get you some good bud and stay in your house.
All right. Henry in Texas asks, if you could go back in time, this is a great question. This is one I pulled this myself. If you could go back in time, would you have preferred going to the WWE earlier?
Well, I don't know. That question is kind of hard to answer because you never know what the future holds for you. Yep. So I think the way that I went there and the way everything turned out, I think it was just, everything was time perfect. I think I went at the right time.
I think things happen for a reason at the time they happen. And I've had people ask me, if you can go back and change something, would you? No, I mean, there's things I'd rather not go through, but the bottom line is that's who makes me who I am today. All those experiences. So, all right, let's see. Forrest in South Carolina wants to know, with Father's Day this weekend, and it is, happy Father's Day, by the way.
Thank you.
What is your proudest moment as a father?
Just to be alive and to be able to, be still me and my son. We're still together, and me and him was in the gym working out with each other today, and we've done that over 20 years. And just to be alive, man, and be able to to be friends with people like you, Mac. Real good friends, and
back at you.
And just thank God. Like I said, just to be alive.
I agree. And I know what kind of father you are. You're a good father. You're a caring father. And so I know this has been a hard year for you. So this has not been an easy one for you. All right, let's see. Go ahead.
Like I said, also, to have some, great grandkids too, man. I got about 5 of them, and and I watched all them grow up and everything, and just to, see them, being happy, that does a whole lot, for me too. And not having a wife, God rest her soul, but I got my dog Rufus. He and I don't want to say this in a mean way, but he took my wife's place. So don't y'all take that the wrong way. Okay?
No, I get what you're talking about, brother. All right, here we go. We got one more question, and this is the email that sparked this episode. This is from Quentin in Florida, who asked, aliens drop out of the sky and into your backyard, meaning your backyard, Teddy. There are 6 of them. You get to choose 5 wrestlers to help you fight off the 10-foot tall invaders. Who do you choose?
Well, let's go. Undertaker, Stone Cold Steve Austin, Hulk Hogan, The Rock, and Ron Simmons.
Wow, but that was fast too. So you already knew who your backup was going to be in case of bad trouble, huh?
Yeah.
You're waiting for those aliens?
Since they didn't want but 5, I want them to also know that JBL will be there just in case he needed to do a run in.
Dickhead. Asshole. Asshole.